Welcome back to Wave and Docker. In today's video, we'll be doing episode 7 of Waves Faves, which will be tackling week 10 of the NFL season. Last week I went 8-6, and at this point we were 31-25 overall, so pretty admirable. I feel like I did pretty bad last week. Picking the Seahawks over the Ravens I think was my most egregious choice. I don't know, sometimes I just find myself to be a Ravens hater. I'm sorry. But 31-25 is not too bad. Not as many games this week. I think there's only like 14, 15 around there, probably like 13, 14. So, we could improve to 45-25, which would be pretty great. Or we could fall to just really bad. So let's just jump right in. Like and subscribe. Sorry for the infrequency of videos and how it's only been my Waves Faves videos every week. But I'm trying to figure things out. I'm doing my podcast on Fridays, which is on Spotify. I'll probably add a link to that somewhere. But, I've been doing other things. I got school and work. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the YouTube channel. But Waves Faves, I think, is just the most easy thing for me to do right now. So let's just jump right into it. First up, Thursday Night Football tonight. Bears-Panthers. I'm taking the Bears. Justin Fields is out again, so it's that D2. I keep forgetting his name. That D2 rookie. His name's like Taylor or Tyler or something. I think they're going to beat the Panthers. This might be a pissing contest because these are both like not very good football teams. And the Panthers are especially not a very good football team. So I'm going to take the Bears in the battle of not very good football teams. Next up is Patriots-Colts in Germany. I don't even know why they thought this would be a fun matchup to do in Europe. But I'm going to take the Patriots. I don't know why. I just think it's still Mac Jones taking the snaps. So, I don't know. Maybe he likes Germany a lot. Maybe Bill Belichick is going to lock in Germany. So I'm taking the Patriots. Next up is Vikings-Saints. I'm going to take the Vikings. I watched the last 5 minutes of that Vikings-Falcons game last week before the Eagles game was on. And it was pretty exciting. Josh Dobbs, he did his thing. I like what I've seen from him so far in Arizona and now obviously in Minnesota. And I just think, the team likes him. They're rallying behind him. He's not a very dislikable guy. And I think, he's a good replacement for Kirk the rest of the year. And I think they're going to beat the Saints. Next up is Steelers-Packers. I'm going to take the Steelers. The Steelers are actually 5-3. I was going to say they're not a very good football team, but they're 5-3 because, Mike Tomlin finds ways to make teams adequate even with the rosters are not very good. And I just think that's not the case for Green Bay. I don't think Matt LaFleur, I think it's going to be a coaching battle. I'm just saying stuff. But I think the Steelers are going to beat the Packers because the Packers are not very good and the Steelers are somehow 2 games above 500. Next up is Titans-Buccaneers. Taking the Titans, Will Levis was named the full-time starter for Tennessee, so I think that's pretty cool. And I think he's going to get a big win against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, they lost last week against... It's really right in my notebook. I don't want to check it. They lost to... Well, whatever. They lost last week, I think. So I'm taking the Titans. Next up is Jags-49ers. I'm taking the Jags. I don't know why. The Niners are on a skid. They had a bye last week. So, maybe they figure things out. But I don't know. I think Brock Purdy's gotten exposed for who he is. And that is just like a mediocre quarterback. He's not really, the next coming of Joe Montana, as people have called him. I'm taking the Jags. I think the Jags, it's going to be an ugly game. I think the Jags are going to pull out a win. Next up is Ravens-Browns. I'm taking the Ravens. I think the Ravens, they played the Browns earlier in the year, I think. And they beat them. And I don't know, the Ravens look like a really good football team right now. And I was talking with one of my buddies yesterday. They look good now, but the formula for Lamar Jackson-led Ravens teams have been they fall apart in the last few weeks. So we'll see if they can keep this up. But, they're playing good football right now. I think they're, 7-2, 6-2, around there. Yeah, they're like one of the best teams in the AFC. And I think they're going to beat the Browns. Next up is Cardinals-Falcons. I'm taking the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's going to be back, so I think, he's going to inspire that team. Even though I don't like Jonathan Gannon that much. He used to be Eagles DC, but I'm gonna take the Cardinals just because I think the Falcons, after losing last week to the Vikings, Arthur Smith doesn't really seem like a good coach, and he's kind of just saying nonsense about Bijan Robinson and just not really making much sense. So I'm taking the Cardinals. Next up is Lions Chargers. I'm taking the Lions. I think this should be a fun game. 2 pretty high-powered offenses, I think it's I think over under. I think there's gonna be over 60 points scored. That could be crazy to say, but I'm taking the Lions. Next up is Cowboys-Giants. Cowboys had a pretty bad loss to the Eagles last week. Hell yeah. But I think they're going to beat the Giants because the Giants are awful. And Daniel Jones tore his ACL. And now they have that new QB. I forget what his name is. But I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Giants pretty bad like they did the first time. Next up is Seahawks-Commanders. I'm taking the Seahawks. The Commanders have looked good. Like Sam Howell is like second in the league in passing yards, which is just mind blowing to me that Washington actually has an adequate quarterback. But I think the Seahawks are going to bounce back after their big loss to Baltimore last week and beat the Commanders. Next up is Raiders-Jets. I think this is Sunday Night Football, which is just a terrible matchup for a primetime game. I'm going to take the Raiders. The Raiders, their new interim head coach seems to be, changing the culture there after Josh McDaniel got fired. Is that his name? Something like that. And, I mean, yeah, I think the Jets lost pretty bad. The Jets lost pretty bad to the Chargers Monday night, so I think they're just going to keep skidding because they're the Jets. And yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. Monday Night Football, Bills, Broncos. I'm taking the Bills. I think this should be a blowout. The Bills, I've said in the videos before, I think they're like the weirdest team in football. Like they just find ways to win. Like they win big and then they lose like in an embarrassing fashion. I think they're gonna win big in this one. Go Bills. No Eagles this week, which is pretty sad, but I'm on vacation, so I won't be able to watch it if they were playing. And since they're not, I don't have to worry about anything. So, yeah, we have like 15 days off. We play like the Chiefs Monday Night Football, week 11. It should be a really good game. Hopefully Jalen's knee gets a little bit better. He was down for a few seconds in the Cowboys game and my heart dropped. And I was very sad about that. But yeah, hopefully he can get better. And hopefully we can, have a big statement win against the Chiefs. We have a lot of tough games coming up. So this is real crunch time. We are 8-1, best team in the NFL. But it's time to get even better. Go Birds. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.